rolling, 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 rolling,
Okay, ready. Okay, Pierce, I just want to say, like, thought the production values were a lot better than GoldenEye, just head and shoulders above.
Yeah.
Just want to say, how much were you involved in, just behind the scenes?
Well, a little bit here and there.
Mm.
Nothing to do with the production values. That was Roger Spottiswoode. I think he did a really good job. I thought Roger was hungry enough and had the patience and the vision to kind of really bring it up, as you say, head and shoulders compared to GoldenEye. And for me, there was more of an involvement. The producers, allowed me in more, and I wanted to be involved more. So it was a good time in that respect, especially with the success of GoldenEye. I mean, 370 million or whatever it was, that certainly makes a difference. So, and it was my second time out. It was, I was more comfortable with it. I figured out what I was doing this time.
Yeah, you seem to fit in pretty easily, actually. Something, a problem Timothy Dalton certainly had. I just want to ask you, you said last time, you said you wanted to make the character a bit more darker.
Yeah.
Do you think you've achieved that this time around?
Yes, I mean, it's you've got to have a balance there somewhere. I think he is a pretty kind of dark character, deep down there. Underneath this, I come with subtitles. Underneath this veneer of sophistication and gloss, I think, is a pretty strange man, if you think about it. Someone who drinks as much as he does and kills people as much as he does, and the women he goes through. And maybe next time out we can even go a little bit further in that area. But you have to balance it out with the humor and the kind of you have to be accessible for the audience as well. And you also have to realize that it's a kind of family film. It's been passed down, so you can't really push it out there with the sex scenes or the violent scenes, the scenes of violence. The blood's not real, and nor is the sex. Unfortunately.
Just want to say, like, there were reports he had a lot of problems during the production, particularly with the script. Do you have anything to say about that? I mean,
well, it was the studio wanted it. I mean, they wanted this movie, and they wanted it yesterday when we were shooting it. And we started much later in the year. When we did GoldenEye, we started GoldenEye, I think, around the end of January. We didn't start Tomorrow Never Dies till April 1st. And so we lost some time, and we had problems with the script. The third act was always a bit of a problem. And we lost a few of the locations. We were supposed to go to Vietnam, and we lost that location. We had to go to Bangkok. So it had teething problems, yes. But the British press represented that and they painted us in a light which wasn't very appropriate to anybody, to Roger or to myself or to Jonathan Pryce. It was actually much more civilized in many respects. And it was tough to do. It was tough to do when you've got a deadline which is, looming ahead.
Because there was talk about sometime Anthony Hopkins might be involved.
Anthony, yes, and he saw the script, I think, and he didn't like the script, and that was because the script he wasn't really ready to show Anthony. So it was unfortunate. No, maybe next time. There's always another Bond movie.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, I've assumed you're going to plan to do another one. How long do you think, how many more films do you think you have?
In me? How many more can I do before I start falling apart and, have to get the toupee on and stuff like this and get the Zimmer frame out and the brace, the leg brace and the back brace. I'm contracted for 2 more.
Okay.
And, I don't know. I mean, I'd like to just be able to kind of say, yeah, I've honored the contract, I've given the best I can possibly do and walk away. But I can't look down the road that far. I mean, two movies from now, I might be needing it and saying, no, I'll come back. And they say, no, we don't want you. No, I'll come back. You know, but let's just honor the contract.
Have you had a lot more offers since you've taken up the work?
Yeah. I mean, after GoldenEye, I went out there and I worked hard and did many different roles. For the obvious reasons. For the obvious reason being that, you know, you get stamped with this character. And if the character works well and you work well in the character, and the audience goes to see it, and you have the success that we had with GoldenEye, then this character is universally known, and you become James Bond. You are James Bond wherever you go. And there's more to life than just James Bond. I'm an actor, and I have other roles that I want to do, and dreams and aspirations and desires. So, you know, I put down 4 movies. I think it was 4 movies, and one of which I produced. The Bond movie has allowed me to do that, and that's great. So you welcome the success. It's wonderful to have it.
Are you worried about being stereotyped, like Sean Connery? So
It's a different climate then, and no, I'm not. I mean, I will be, but then it's up to me to find roles that can redefine a career, change, and to explore and to take risks. And, you know, I don't know. I mean, time will tell what will happen with my career. But right now it's wonderful, and it's easy to live with this character. I mean, I like the character enormously. Always have done. I've been a big fan of the movies, big fan of Sean Connery. I never wanted to do it. I never thought I was going to be James Bond. Never, you know, even when I was a younger actor, I certainly didn't think about playing James Bond. James Bond was, you know, I was much more serious than James Bond movies. But, you know, you grow up, you grow older, you get wiser. Something like this comes along, and you can use it to your advantage and have a good time at it as well, and honor the piece. You have to respect the role.
You certainly seem more comfortable with it than say, Dalton. I mean, you always seemed uncomfortable with the part, and you seem to fit in more easily.
Can't really, I don't know. Tim and I are completely 2 different men. Likewise, Connery and Moore. I thought Tim did a really good job. I thought he was very true to what Fleming put down. But you have to bring the humor. You have to have the humor. Unless you've got a bag of tricks that are really going to surprise people and keep them right there, then because the precedent's been set with Connery. And then, of course, Roger Moore, who really, you know, lent into the humor in a great way and in his own way. But I think ultimately you have to take it seriously, you know, and when you investigate the role and look at it, but you've got to keep that element of accessibility, I think, with the audience, that it's, you know, bigger than life, highly implausible, but maybe probable.
What was it like working with Michelle? I mean, you seem to have a great chemistry.
Yeah, oh, very much so, very much. We hit it off from the first night we had dinner at the Hyde Park Hotel in London. And I'd seen her movies, and she was wonderful in them, and she's a great lady. I want the best for her. I think this will be very, very good for her career. I think she will, I think she has broken that mold of the Bond woman. I mean, she's a star in her own right here in Hong Kong, in Asia. And she and I worked together really well. And it was good, because, you know, it's a tough old shoot, 25 weeks of work, 6 days a week. So it's good when you get on with the person that you're, you know, almost joined at the hip with. Oh, no.
I've heard that you're making a remake of the Thomas Crown Affair with
Yeah.
Cameron Diaz.
No, not Cameron Diaz. No, we haven't cast it yet. We haven't even got the, excuse me, we haven't got the second draft in. I don't know who it's going to be. I have no idea. But we had the first draft, and the first draft was so-so. It was all right. Could do better, and I think we will. I've got 2 writers now on it who are excellent, a man and a woman. We've never worked together before. He writes great action, and she writes really good character. And it's a character piece.
How would it differ? being original? Is it?
It'll be different just because I'm in it, you know. And that will have people saying, no, don't let him get in it. No, why Brosnan in Steve McQueen's role? And other people will say yes, but that's just par for the course. To me, I think the story is quite tragic in lots of ways. It has a theme to it. Here's a man who has everything, who has power, but he doesn't have love. Here's a woman who has power and doesn't have love, and they both find each other, but they're both hunters, they're both predators. And they both can destroy each other, and yet they love each other. And there's a vacuum in their lives.
Just quickly, I want to get the subject a little. I'm just going to ask you, there's been a lot of talk over the last few years about escalating salaries. A lot of actors are demanding now.
Not me. No, not me. No. Not doing a Bond movie. Not working with the Broccolis. No escalation of salaries there, but there's room to talk, possibly, maybe.
What do you think about it all there? I mean, in general.
Good luck. Great, sure. Somebody offers you 20 million? What are you going to say? No, that's too much. No, give me 15.
You're not taking harm in production or, is anybody worth $20 million in a movie like some are asking?
I could be digging myself a big hole here, couldn't I? No, I think they're all worth 20 million. Yes. They're big figures. They are enormous figures. Depends, really. I mean, so fast, so soon. Jim Carrey, you know, bang, you're here, then you're there. Quite staggering. And especially as I kind of started up my own little production company, and we've made one film, and we made it for $5 million, which is a healthy budget, very doable. I don't know, some of them are worth it, you know. I think someone like Harrison Ford is worth every penny. Someone like Tom Hanks is worth every penny. These are men who have tried and tested and who have really delivered time and time again. You know, and then you come to someone like De Niro, who is unbelievable. You know, who doesn't get the price tag that these other bods get. So it's hard. It's a hard one to kind of, you know, if they can get it, sure, good luck to them. And if some mug is going to give it to them, then you know.
Just very quickly, please. I heard a rumor that you were actually approached by Kevin McClory a few years ago to star in the rival Bond productions. Any truth in that?
There is a truth in that. Yes, we approached Kevin actually.
Yeah.
You know, it was in the days of Tim Dalton, and I'd seen what happened with Tim's second outing, and I thought, why not? McClory, I knew who he was, and I knew he had a script, and I knew he could do a remake of Tomorrow of Thunderball, and I thought, why not? Let's go to him and give the Broccolis a run for their money, and I'll do my own James Bond. And I had a producer, a very good producer, and there was Japanese investors, but all the paperwork, it was bogged down in so much paperwork. But Sony could go out there and make another Bond. They have the wherewithal to do it, but why do it? I mean, a remake of a Bond movie. There's not much I can do about it. I don't lose sleep over it. If they want to make it, then, you know, what can I do? Go ahead and make it. And let's have war.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, great. Nope, don't do them. Don't do them. If you do them all day, you end up like...
Thanks.